All right, we are live. Let's see if Facebook is, or I'm sorry, if YouTube is pulling up here. Trying to refresh it now. Yep, we are live again. So let's see if everybody can come on back in. Don't know if anybody will join us back or not, but we're gonna finish the conversation that we were talking about. So Skylar says Ryan Staub probably is not in
I don't
this.
think so, man. And I don't want that to come back and bite me in the butt. But just from what I observed at practice today, he ran with the threes the entire time. But like there is a glimmering physical difference in the three and Ron Staub and the other two guys, right? Um, you've got Fajon Brandon, 6'5", 200 plus. You got George McIntyre, 6'6", I think slightly over 200 now. But what Ron Staub, man, I think he's listed as 6'1". I genuinely don't think he's 6 foot. I mean, he is a whole helmet height difference than George McIntyre. A whole helmet. Like I'm not exaggerating that. So I just genuinely think that he is going to add value to the room. I think he's got a lot of ball knowledge, and I think he is going to push our guys to be better. I just don't think he's in it to be the number one guy. I think that's what you need, though. I think that's what you want. If you're Josh Heupel, you want the two guys that you recruited to be in this hunt, to be in this fight, and I think that's exactly what you're going to get. As far as who I think's in the front seat right now, too early to tell. I think they're both
Yeah.
doing great. They're both running with ones depending on the drill. So they are getting fair shot. I think I don't know. I don't even know who I want to win it. Like I know there's fans out there that have who they want to. George McIntyre because he's from Tennessee. Fajon Brandon because it's true freshman, and if it's this close, just give it to the true freshman because he's going to be here. And I don't like that argument because both quarterbacks have the exact same amount of eligibility left. So I kind of pivot on that argument because I'm like, no, like that doesn't make sense because George McIntyre, he could be here for the next 3 years too. So, but at the end of the day, I just want the best quarterback and the guy that is going to show that he can lead our offense, right? A true leader. So I don't know who that is right now, but I do know that both of those guys do look good, and I do think Ron Staub is unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I think he is not in the running for the starting position.
I mean, is that not what all Tennessee fans really want, though? They wanted one of our guys, George McIntyre, Faison Brandon, to end up winning the job. They didn't want, unless it was going to be Joey Aguilar or inserts talented transfer portal quarterback here, unless it was going to be one of those guys, you didn't want Ryan Staub. You wanted one of your guys to win it. And I agree with you, even though I haven't seen practice. I'll get to see the quarterbacks on Saturday in the spring game. I think that it's going to be one of Faison or George winning the job. I haven't seen either one of them, but if I had to make a guess right now, I would say that because of the experience that he had from being on the team last year, George has probably got a leg up, but I feel like Faison's athletic ability and everything that could put him over the top once you get closer to the season. And who's to say that whoever wins the job ends up being the starting quarterback the entire season?
Hey,
That's another thing too.
I can tell you this: George McIntyre's ran the ball a couple times. I was kind of genuinely surprised by that. So, dare I say, we have a dual threat quarterback no matter who we have. That does surprise me a little bit. I'll tell you the biggest thing I took away from practice, man, is actually not even player related. So Vandy Chris says it happens. Appreciate you understanding. StreamYard will periodically do funky things, being able to see comments such like that was the thing. I don't know if y'all actually seen it. We were back for like that entire time, and it took us like a solid 30 seconds to realize that we weren't back on the actual stream. That was like the weirdest thing. I don't know what happened or
Yeah,
how it happened.
this is
So,
the first time anything like that has happened
where
to
we've
us.
done the show for 3 years. It's the
We
first
we've
time.
had issues to where one of us will end up disconnecting for a few
That's
seconds
like an internet
and then
issue.
come back
Like
on.
that's not a software
Yeah,
issue. That clearly just crashed. I don't know, whatever. But no, okay. So my biggest thing that I took away from practice today that maybe is a little concerning, but it's because I don't know. I'm a little ignorant to it, but it wasn't player related. It was Rodney Gardner. Rodney Gardner, the entire practice that I seen, so from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock when practice was over, he was in the passenger side of a golf cart with a designated driver, and he literally rode around the entire practice, yelling at players. It's kind of the funniest thing ever. I got to be honest.
Really?
I swear.
That's
I don't know if he just had like a surgery and he can't physically he's just not able to, or if like he's got some health concerns or issues that's what I'm worried about. Or I don't know what's going on, but that entire practice, even when they were doing individual drills, he never got out of that golf cart. So that's something that I would like to keep an eye on. Maybe it's nothing, I don't know, but I tell you what, it was funny when they would have like individual drills. The lady that was driving around, he was just like right here, and like they would park in the middle of the individual drills, and he would just, dude, Ronnie Gardner's keep a preacher away from him during these drills. I mean, he's gonna get after these boys, and that's what we gotta have, that fire. But like he was yelling some crazy stuff from the passenger seat of the golf cart, and I'm just like, get him, boy, yeah! Like I was fired up, ready to tackle somebody, and I know I'd get freaking laid out if I tried to, but like it had me fired up. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, man, stand up and say that. like what are we doing? So, but no, that was one thing, and then also our running back room. Man, I like. Is it Dwayne Morris? Dwan Morris?
Yeah, Dwan Morris.
That dude is fast. Tweaked his ankle on one of the plays, but I think it was just a stinger because he got right back up and got back into drills. But he is fast. So you've got Morris, who's fast. You've got Bishop, who's just an all-around back, and then you've got your power back in Dotson. I think you've got a really good three-headed monster there that is going to be able to carry you. So, yeah, man. It is what it is. It's going to be a fun one. Defensively, offensively, I love seeing that rivalry. They did some good offensive line. Davis Sanders is going to be who we all want him to be. That dude is just a dog.
Yeah.
I've seen him as a true sophomore. He's out there coaching the guys up. He was dancing in between drills. Like, you can tell he's really enjoying life, but also locked in and going to protect. At the end of the day, we got to have our offensive line. We are experienced at every single position. I know this sounds crazy to say because we were literally 50% of our roster last year was freshmen, but because of that, we now have a ton of returning production. So we have one of the most, I would say, experienced offenses that we've ever had, except for the quarterback position. So we're going to need our offensive line, our tight ends to communicate, do a great job, protect our quarterback, and we'll be all right. That's one thing Morris, I do think, struggles right now in is pass protection. He got laid out in one of the plays, and it was kind of ugly. It was the play that he hurt his ankle in. So we got to get better at that, making sure it's not just Deshaun Bishop that can pass pro. But other than that, man, I think if the quarterback can just do their job, I'm not saying be a game manager, but just don't lose the game, don't take unnecessary risk, this offense will be able to move the ball down the field.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'd like to hear. And what about I guess we're kind of combining these right here, the kind of spring practice report as well as talking about the state of the program. What about the defensive side of the ball? Because this time of year, a lot of times the defense is ahead of the offense. Does it look that way right now?
I think so. I do think so. I think the offense is finding ways to make them. I do feel like we're doing a great job of, if it's not there, taking the drop. The drop down. But at the end of the day, you got to think Tennessee's one defense. As bad as we were last year, I do have a couple of concerns in the secondary positions, just because of the turnover there. You're losing 2 first-round draft picks. Mm-hmm. One didn't play last year. I get but like Ty Redmond should be a dog. Edries Farouk should be really, really good. Your linebacker group is top notch, phenomenal. So didn't see a whole lot of Coleman. I didn't see a lot of the Penn State transfers. To be honest with you, that I don't know if they were rehabbing, whatever. But overall, our defense, man, I anticipate Jim Knowles to make tons of improvement in year one for this defense. But overall, T-Lander, I need him to step up. I think he will. But T-Lander and Spillman's going to be a dog, man. And he has been. So, like, it's not even a surprise. But Arion Carter and all them, man, our linebackers are going to have to hold down and be the leaders of our defense. And I think that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. So, as far as it's typical for the defense to be way ahead of the offense at spring ball because it is an easier install than the offense, and that's 100% correct.
But I think it's in spots, guys. I think it's in positions, because I'm telling you right now, our wide receivers are dogging our secondary. but we cannot run the ball against our defense. like I'm telling you, like Mike Matthews.
Is that not typical of Tennessee defense though?
Yeah, I guess kind of. But Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley and company and Jackson, Rodarius Jackson had a good day in the short time that I seen him. But our wide receivers are freaking good, dude. We just got to get them the ball. They're beating one-on-one coverage every down. Like, I'm not even worried about that. It's just we got to make sure we get them the ball. And we got to attack the middle of the field. That's
Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, and insert name here. Who's that third guy? Rodarius Jackson.
Travis Smith.
Is it Travis Smith?
Or Rodarius Jackson?
I don't care.
Or let it be the true freshman. I absolutely don't care. Let it be Tristan Keys. I don't care.
It can be any one of those guys.
People are acting like because we lost
to see these young guys.
People are acting like we ain't got nobody on the dude. We got plenty of weapons. Like, I'm not even worried about it. We just got to get them. Like I said, we are experienced everywhere across the board. Ethan Davis, I think, is going to be a quarterback's best friend this year. By the way, just as long as he can stay healthy. But yeah, the quarterbacks just got to not lose it for us. They just got to do. I hate to say do your job. That I heard that so many times in that 1 hour, dude. Do your job. There was probably another word added in there, like an adjective to just whatever. It's fine. But no, it was fun to watch practice, man. That was my first spring practice I ever got to watch. So last year I got to watch a fall practice, where I pretty much knew it was going to be Joey. But this practice was very much like, man, who is it going to be? And they definitely did a good job of keeping it who is it going to be? So, because they started out the practice, George McIntyre was ones. And then after about they had like a halftime period in teams, and then they came back third quarter, and then it was Fajon Brandon running with the ones. And I could tell which ones were ones because Braylon Staley and Mike Matthews are not going to be out there with the twos or threes. Like, let's just be honest. Yeah. So, and Deshaun Bishop, of course. So, but no, it was a great practice. Obviously, not a ton I could take from it, but at the end of the day, it was just nice to see the running back room. It was great to see the offensive line looking like they're loving life, and then the weapons on offense, defense. It's just gonna have to come together. We have some gaps on our team. I'll be the first to say it, but I think we have some talent in the rooms that can kind of cover that gap that we've not had in the past. So I'm excited to see it. We'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as kind of getting back on it, let's see. Got to be able to get them the ball. Does Tennessee have a QB on the roster that can consistently do that and read what the defense is doing?
That's what we got to find out because right now we don't.
Exactly. The simple answer is right now we don't know. I feel like once we get it to fall ball, we will know a little bit more about it. But, yeah, right now we really don't know. So concerning with Jim Knowles' Tennessee history with DCs that come from Penn State hasn't exactly been a bright spot.
No, because nobody could be more inconsistent than Tim Banks. So give me Jim Knowles and let's ride.
And from everything that I have heard so far, it seems that the Jim Knowles defense is actually progressing faster than what everybody thought it was going to starting off.
I don't see how you can't with you when you've got some of the guys in the rooms that you got, man. Yeah. Like I said, Tim Banks went from one of the best defensive coaches, one of the best defensive minds, but he also had some players that kind of hit over some things. To then you lost some of those players and you lost all. I'm telling you, man, Tim Banks, that defense was just inconsistent. I don't care if Jim Knowles is number one defense in the nation. Just be a consistent top 25 team in the nation. Or defense in the nation. Like, let me know that there is absolutely no shot, no matter who you're facing, you're giving up more than 35 points. Like, let's ride. Like, with our offense, I'll take that.
I was going to say, as long as our offense does what we think it will, which is going to be, right now, I'll say satisfactory, scoring 20, close to 30 points a game. As long as our defense can give up less than that, that's all I care about. Just give us... Our defense needs to give us a chance to win games when we're not putting up, 40, 50 points a game.
And don't face an Oklahoma team that's averaging 15 points a game and then end up in a shootout with them where they're scoring 35. Like, that cannot happen.
Don't give up 35 points to a Kentucky team that is awful.
I don't care that you were up by 30 points. Don't give it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally gave up 350 passing yards to a true freshman guy that, like, I think that was his second start in the season. Like, I mean, that just cannot happen, man. That's it. But whatever. Cutter Boley or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Dude, he had a dog of a game, but they were just losing the whole time. And I was there. Yeah, it was good. It was great. All right.
But overall, Tennessee football
state of the program's fine.
It's fine. Is it in
I was
as good
happy
of
to
a
see Josh
spot as
Allen
it
make
was?
moves. It only took him 5 years to do it.
Yeah. Is the state of the program in as good of a spot as it was a couple years ago? Honestly, I think that when it comes to some of the assistants around him, it could be in a better spot. We just got to see what the on the field results look like.
Speaking of inconsistent play, not throwing shots here, but I am very interested to see how Vandy's offense is going to be.
I'm very interested to see what Vandy's going to look like. Period.
They still got dudes. Like
they do.
I'm just Diego Pavia was a playmaker. Like I got to give him that. So I'm interested to see how that looks without him at the helm.
I'm no longer going to come into a season expecting Vanderbilt to be a bottom feeder.
Yeah, I'm still going to do that. That's like in my blood to do that, brother. I can't not do that.
But look, I mean, in the day and age of NIL and transfer portal, Vanderbilt has done what they've needed to in every doctors, single
bro. They got
sport.
money. Like it,
Yeah, but I mean, every single sport they're doing what they need to. So I mean, they beat Tennessee.
They're not doing it in softball, buddy.
They don't have a softball team.
All right. Get it. Anything else, man, you want to wrap up before we get off here, before our system crashes again?
No, just only other thing, make sure that if you have a chance, go to the Orange and White game this weekend. I've already mentioned it the last couple of shows. You do have to make sure that you reserve your tickets. It is free, but you do have to reserve those tickets. Gates open at 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. Game is at 2 Eastern on Saturday. I'm sure there's going to be lots of things that you can do around the stadium as well that day. Unfortunately, baseball and softball are both out of town, so there's no games that you can go to after the Orange and White game. I do know that Smokey 12 will be there this weekend as well, so if you get a chance, make sure that you meet the new Smokey. But man, just looking forward to a good time this weekend. And if anybody wants to talk a little bit while we're there about Tennessee, about our podcast, I'll be there. So just hit me up there at the game.
Easy now.
I think Skylar said he's going to give me the keys to the boat as well.
Whoa! Hey!
Maybe go down to the river, do a little tailgating. No.
You don't want to get in that river right now, buddy. I can promise you that. Matt has a really good question. What do I think about the edge rushers this year? Specifically, Chaz Coleman, I think is who he's going for. To be honest with you, couldn't really tell that much. They can't. It's spring ball. They are making contact with the block, but they're not able to go through and actually tackle a quarterback. So they're not giving a complete 100%. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's any way we take a step backwards. Because Joshua Josephs, I felt like, was supposed to be that dog last year, and we just never really got that from any of our guys. So, yeah, I don't really know. But you got Chaz Coleman. Dude, help me out.
Coleman, you got Ethan Utley coming back. You still got
Christian Gass, but he's a redshirt
Tyree
freshman.
Weathersby.
Yeah, Ethan Utley, but I don't know if he's going to be playing more of the interior. He's 285. He might be an edge. Marion Dye, I think you'll see a lot more playing time out of him. David Hobbs is already injured. He's out for the spring, but he's more of an interior guy. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's intriguing for sure. Isaiah Inge, redshirt sophomore.
You're probably going to see Charles House. That's going to be more of an interior guy, but you're going to see him quite a bit as well. I mean, you don't have the big names this year that we've had over the last couple of seasons.
Chaz Coleman's going to have to be the big name.
Yes, 100%.
So you just going to have to build around him. It is what it is. Matt and Rhonda finally said hey to each other. Let's go after the pause. Let's go. But no, that's a great question. Definitely something to keep an eye on. I think the orange and white game, that's what I try to do. I don't really care about who scores most points. I'm really looking at like individual position groups, players, and just trying to figure out, okay, who is alpha, who's got that mentality, who's got that dog in them, and just try to go from there because you really can't take much from it. You're going to have a guy that has an unbelievable game and is probably going to be like a third stringer, like just genuinely. Ron Staub could throw for 4 touchdowns.
I mean, if you like we talked about last year, when it was Jake Worklinger and it was George McIntyre and at the time it was Gaston Moore because that was before.
Well, it was Nico literally left the day before.
Yeah, if you took it off the spring game, Gaston Moore was going to be your starting quarterback. So
Yes,
I mean, yeah.
No, man.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I'm excited about it, though. Masters Week, orange and white game. What more could you ask for?
Yeah,
Football's
absolutely.
back.
But no, yep. But no, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Apologies for the interruption that we had. We don't really know what went on. You know, like I said, it's the first time
It's your fault.
we experienced this. It's always my fault. I'll go ahead and take all the blame for it.
Don't be playing the victim on me, big dog. All right.
No, that's honestly an inside joke at work. You know, everyone says, "Well, it's your fault." Well, it's always my fault. So.
That's what.
Yeah, but
I think every company does that.
But no, we appreciate everybody tuning back in whenever we had to restart the stream. Shows what kind of supporters that y'all are. So shout out to all of y'all as well. Appreciate the new viewers tonight, especially Vandy Chris. You know, there are some nice Vandy fans out there. So Chris is one of them. Looking forward to getting to know him a little bit. I think me and him are going to talk a little bit about some podcasting a little bit later. But interested to see in what Tennessee does hide the weak spots in the secondary. Will this secondary be as bad as the secondary around 2016-17 time frame?
No. I can confidently say no. Because I know we've got 2 to 3 defensive backs that are actually still really decent and going to continue to get better.
I'm surprised he went back that far and didn't just go back to 2022. I mean,
God,
that secondary that year might have been worse than 16 and 17.
That's right. But no, it's fine. We appreciate you guys. Go Vols. Matt, man, we appreciate you. Thank you for being tuned in. Until next time, we'll see y'all next Tuesday to recap the orange and white game. Go Vols.
Go Vols.